Hello, and welcome to another of the Ask the Data Governance Coach video series. And today's question is related to a few that I did in the previous weeks all around processes. And after watching one of them, somebody sent me a message saying, it's all very well understanding which processes we need, but how do we document our data governance processes? And I thought this is a great question, and it's actually a topic we often cover in my training courses. So I thought it really should be something that I cover in a video. So what do I think about this? Well, when I first became involved in data governance, I worked for a bank that was pretty good at documenting processes, and they use something called BPMN, which is Business Process Notation Modeling. And it creates what is more commonly known as swim lane diagrams. So if you Google the term swim lane diagrams, you will get loads of examples that show you how they work. Now, I really like these. They have nice little logical rows along, and they have the roles on each swim lane, and you go through the process of who does what and perhaps who you pass that process on to. Perhaps as a data governance geek, I find them really logical and I find them really nice to read. And I worked with some colleagues in the first consultancy I worked with who were experts in BPMN, and they really taught me how to do it properly. So it just furthered my love of it. So I really like them. I think they are a fabulous way of documenting your processes. However, not all organizations embrace that as a way of documenting their processes. And even if your organization does, there is something I want you to be aware of, which is however you formally document your processes, it isn't always what the business users like to see. Now, perhaps I was an unusual type of business user, but even before I became a data governance geek, I quite liked business process models when they were given to me as swim lane diagrams by perhaps people who were working on a project. I found them quite easy to understand, but I know they're a bit of a Marmite thing. You either love them or you hate them. So what's really important is to understand your business users may not like these. They may not look at them and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. So what we've got to do is find a way of making them accessible to them. So if your organization doesn't use swim lane diagrams, I would say document your data governance processes in the same way and format that your organization uses for documenting all other processes. We don't want to rock the boat or try and do anything different. But the next piece of advice I'm going to give you is the same, whether it's swim lane diagrams or another way of documenting processes. And that is, have those as your formal way of getting processes documented and stored. But don't use them for sharing with your business users. Use the information that you've documented formally like that to create simple diagrams, something that you can fit on perhaps one PowerPoint slide. We want something that is just very simple and high level so that people can get their head around it. And time again, I have found that business users respond very well to a simple pictorial diagram. So I really would encourage you to make sure that after formally documenting your process, you make it much more accessible for the communications that you're going to share about it. So I hope you found that helpful. If you did find that useful, please help me on my mission to help as many people as possible be successful with data governance by liking and sharing it on your choice of social media. And if you've got a question that you'd like me to answer on a future video, please send them in to questions@nicolaascombe.com.